Ohio stores can sell intoxicating hemp products again after Governor DeWine's recent emergency order and ban on intoxicating hemp. But don't get too excited. The Ohio legislature is moving quick on a new law that may still change the Ohio hemp industry all around. Hey, I'm Morgan Davis. I'm a health and wellness attorney based in Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's talk about how to keep your business protected and thriving. So let's back up a little bit. Earlier this month, Governor DeWine issued an emergency order stating that all intoxicating hemp products in the state of Ohio are banned. He did not define what intoxicating hemp product meant. The Ohio Department of Agriculture, within, I think, 48 hours, issued regulations defining intoxicating hemp product and changing the current regulations around the hemp industry for Ohio. That definition resulted in almost every product currently in the market in Ohio being banned in the short term. Then, very quickly after that, a group of hemp businesses in Ohio filed an injunction against the governor, stating that the order was, one, outside his purview, outside his jurisdiction, an overreach of his authority, and two, much too vague. And the resulting regulations from the Ohio Department of Agriculture were inappropriate because they did not go through the rulemaking process, and that enough of an emergency had not been demonstrated by either party to justify the immediate ban of such a massive industry in the state of Ohio. The judge found in their favor and issued a 14-day temporary restraining order, which is going to be up on October 28th, at which time the judge will make a decision. He'll hold a hearing and make a decision on a permanent injunction, meaning will he permanently prevent the governor and the Ohio Department of Agriculture from changing the entire hemp industry in Ohio overnight or not? Well, the reason that Governor DeWine, or at least the reason a lot of people say he did it, this whole emergency order, was to spur the legislature into action. He was disappointed that in the last legislative session, they attempted to try and change the rules and regulations around hemp and basically put most of it through the regulated market with a carve out for hemp beverages. But that bill it made it through the Senate, never made it through the House. Legislative session ended, nothing changed. Governor DeWine was upset, so he passes this emergency order to spur them into action. And it worked. The Ohio legislature has come back in session, and they are now quickly moving on the bills that, specifically Senate Bill 56, which made it through the Senate. It's now sitting in the House, was in the Judiciary Committee's, heard in the Judiciary Committee last night, October 21st, and passed without amendment. What does this do? So if it makes it all the way through the legislature, then before the emergency order timeline ends, the law in Ohio will change to put almost all products into the regulated market in Ohio other than hemp beverages, which will be capped at certain amounts based on the channel you're in. And there'll be a pathway outside the regulated market for 5 milligrams through most restaurants, bars, grocery stores, etc., for both off-premise and on-premise consumption. And then 10 milligrams or less will have to be, somewhere between 5 and 10 milligrams, will have to be sold through liquor stores, is essentially the breakdown. Online sales, not allowed. Question mark still on delivery. So if that makes it through the legislature in the coming weeks, then while this court is deciding on Governor DeWine's emergency order, the legislature may make the temporary restraining order and the injunction moot because the state will have gone through the legal process of creating law and passing it to change the industry, which may ultimately result in the same outcome, whether it had been an emergency order or a law. That said, nothing's over until it's over if we've learned anything in the hemp industry. Even if a new law is passed, another injunction could be filed. That could be upheld. We saw that happen in New Jersey, which was only partially upheld, but then the the regulating body decided to not enforce any of it until they had some clarity and some additional regulation. So right now, hemp remains on and in business in the state of Ohio as it always has. That could change very quickly and is likely to. I'll keep you posted as this bill moves forward and as the temporary restraining order may or may not turn into a permanent restraining order. So make sure you hit subscribe to stay on top of what's happening next in Ohio, and we'll update you soon.